at Breaking News. Johnson County health officials shared their guidance for reopening schools with county superintendents.
They say the county is in the red zone. In the last 14 days, the average number of new cases has increased. The percentage of positive cases has also gone up. The county says elementary students would benefit the most from learning in person at school. While in the red zone, the county recommends all extracurricular activities be remote only. The districts affected are Blue Valley, DeSoto, Gardner, Edgerton, Olathe, Shawnee Mission, and Spring Hill. It's now up to the districts to determine the safest way to reopen.
The coordinator of the White House Coronavirus Task Force made a stop in Missouri today.
Dr. Deborah Birx met with Governor Parson and health leaders to talk about slowing the spread of COVID-19. Our Chris Ketz is here now with a look at her recommendations.
Kelly, Laura, wearing a mask came up during her visit to the Missouri State Capitol. She says doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat, you need to wear a mask. She favors a statewide mask mandate like in Texas, where wearing a mask is the rule in counties with 20 or more active cases of COVID-19. Governor Parson has talked often about personal responsibility and the need to wear a mask, but he has yet to issue a statewide order, and he gave no indication today that would change. Dr. Birx added large parties, even a backyard gathering with neighbors, can still be places where the virus really spreads.
Our job in each and every community is to decrease viral spread and a clear pathway forward together to control this virus. What does that mean? We need every American and everybody in Missouri to be wearing a mask and socially distancing.
Dr. Birx had high praise for Missouri's testing and contact tracing efforts, especially in long-term care facilities, adding researchers are looking for more volunteers for a vaccine trial happening in St. Louis right now. Laura?
We're tracking new coronavirus numbers right now on both sides of the state line. Missouri is reporting almost 800 new cases of COVID-19 since Monday. We will get an update from Kansas tomorrow.
And we want to add some perspective to those numbers. We're focusing on trends when it comes to the number of people testing positive.
Investigative reporter Matt Fleener breaks down a couple key areas of concern.
Let's look at the positivity rate to start. The percentage of people testing positive in our area. 4 of the biggest counties, Wyandotte, Johnson, Jackson, Clay, and Kansas City, Missouri, are all hovering between 7 and 18% in rolling averages in a 1 to 2 week period. To put that into perspective, Johnson County wants that positivity rate below 5% for 14 days before it can fully reopen school buildings 5 days a week to all grade levels. The last time the county saw below 5%, June 24th. Let's look statewide. Kansas seeing a 12.5% positivity rate. Missouri right around 9.8%. Both states, according to Johns Hopkins University, still among 34 states nationwide above recommended positivity rate levels. Matt Fleener, KABC 9 News.
If you want to see more statistics, we are tracking the numbers daily at KMBC.com and on our mobile app.
2 Ride KC bus drivers have tested positive for COVID-19. The drivers were working several routes between August 11th and August 14th. You're seeing those on your screen right now. If you think you may have been exposed, make sure you get tested. Ride KC reminds everyone masks are required on all buses, at all bus stops, and on the streetcar. The Royals game scheduled for tonight against the Cincinnati Reds is postponed. The Reds need to conduct more COVID-19 testing. The teams will now play a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon at Kauffman Stadium. The first game will start at 4:05.
With stay-at-home orders and many across the metro now out of work, a local nonprofit is taking note of an alarming trend. Cases of substance abuse are on the rise. KMBC 9's Kelly Gibbs breaks down the numbers as well as how local healthcare professionals are trying to help.
Oh, really? With schools closed and many people working from home, the Health Partnership Clinic with offices in Olathe is reporting an uptick in patients experiencing stress and anxiety, with a 62% increase in patient visits to substance abuse programs.
Things like the pandemic can trigger folks to have misuse that may not have had it in the past.
Dr. Tristan Winston says the solution starts with knowing what substance abuse looks like. Women are advised not to consume more than 3 alcoholic beverages per day, or 7 per week. For men, that number is 4 per day, or 14 per week, with any dependence on drugs for an escape likely pointing to substance abuse.
So one of the first negative consequences we hear about is a DUI or driving under the influence, which a lot of people are mitigating these days with the pandemic because they're staying home. So that's trying to make it more normalized, more acceptable.
Those consequences range from negative influences on children and social relationships to unhealthy habits carried over long after the pandemic. Dr. Winston is encouraging anyone engaging in behavior that could potentially qualify as substance abuse to immediately seek medical help. In Olathe, Kelly Gibbs, KMBC 9 News.
Affordable treatment is available at the Health Partnership Clinic in Olathe. For more information, you're invited to visit hpcks.org.